This tutorial video is designed to accompany the worksheet for lesson 26 of Learn Your Scales and Arpeggios for Saxophone, in which you begin working towards an advanced level of scale knowledge. You should by now be familiar with all major and harmonic minor scales and their arpeggios, with key signatures of up to 4 sharps and 4 flats. If you are uncertain about these scales and arpeggios, you should spend some time revising and improving them before you try to move on. The worksheet for this lesson begins with some theoretical explanation to prepare you for learning to play your minor scales in both harmonic and melodic form. It is important that you follow all the instructions on the worksheet, as this video will not cover all that is required by itself. You should by now be aware that there are different forms of minor scale, but you so far played only the harmonic form, in which the leading note is raised by a semitone. The reason for changing this note is to make the dominant chord, the chord of 5, a major chord. There are historical and aesthetic reasons for this. Here is a perfect cadence in the key of A minor. It consists of the chord of 5 followed by the chord of 1. The chord of 5 is E major, which includes G sharp, the raised leading note in A minor. You can, of course, construct this with an E minor chord instead. And this is by no means offensive to the ear, but traditionally the major chord was felt to sound more satisfactory. In music, of course, rules are regularly and enthusiastically broken, but that is a story for another day. The raised leading note in the harmonic minor scale gives rise to the awkward step of an augmented second from the minor 6th to the major 7th. This interval doesn't sit comfortably in melodic constructions. Compare these two versions of a little passage from the Concertino Opus 57 by Jean-Baptiste Saint-Gelais. The second version, in which there are some F sharps and some G naturals, flows better, whilst still being clearly in the minor key. For the purposes of melodic construction, we have the melodic minor scale, in which the submediant and leading note, steps 6 and 7, are raised when ascending but not when descending. It is important to understand the theoretical background to this, which establishes a clear harmonic relationship between the minor key and its relative major. But it is more practical when learning to play them to make comparisons between the minor and its tonic major. For example, you will learn to listen for the necessary adjustments to convert the scale of A major into the two forms of A minor. We will refer to the bundle that consists of the scales of A major, A harmonic minor, A melodic minor, and the arpeggios of A major and A minor as the A sequence. Over the next 12 lessons, you will learn all 12 sequences. You should by now be very familiar with the scale and arpeggio of A major. Here they are. You convert the arpeggio of A major to A minor simply by lowering the third from C sharp, a major third, to C natural, a minor third. The fifth stays the same, that's why we call it a perfect fifth. So the first 5 notes of an A minor scale are the same as the A major scale, apart from this minor third. The main challenge with minors is dealing with what goes on between the fifth of the scale and the tonic. The scale of A harmonic minor should cause no difficulty, as it is the first minor scale you ever learnt. But you now need to be aware of the important pattern of intervals. The sixth step is a semitone above the fifth. And the seventh step is a semitone below the tonic. If you concentrate on those two important semitone steps in all harmonic minor scales, the awkward augmented second from 6 to 7 takes care of itself. You will find exercise 54 easy, but it illustrates the approach you will use to learn all the other harmonic minors. Part of the exercise consists of the scale written in 7/16 time. This helps to relate the scale to the arpeggio. Here is the scale of A harmonic minor. To begin with, it is advisable to learn A melodic minor for just one octave, adding on the top fifth when you're more confident. The important difference in the ascending melodic minor scale is the raised sixth step, giving you a major sixth. The first 5 notes of the scale are the same as the harmonic form, but you then take a step of a tone and another tone followed by a semitone. So you need to be very aware of that major sixth. The ascending melodic minor scale is the same as the tonic major, A major in this case, apart from the minor third. Descending from the top, you will drop by a tone to a minor seventh, another tone to a minor sixth, and a semitone to your fifth. You effectively descend in the relative major, in this case C major. When first playing melodic minor scales, it is advisable to stop at the top and think a moment before descending. Instinctively, you will want to go down the same way you went up. Exercise 55 helps you with turning the corner at the top of the A melodic minor scale, and once again includes a section in 7/16 time. Here is the scale of A melodic minor. To summarize the process by which you will learn all 12 sequences, you start with the major scale, from which you extract the major arpeggio. You convert the major arpeggio to a minor arpeggio by flattening the third. You add the second and fourth steps, which will be the same as in the major scale. Then you listen carefully for the sixth. In the harmonic minor, it is a semitone above the fifth, a minor sixth. Also listen for the seventh, a semitone below the tonic. In the melodic minor, listen for a major sixth. The seventh is the same as before. Coming down in the melodic minor, you look for steps of a tone, another tone, and a semitone. Here is the A sequence. Practice Plan 26 consists almost entirely of revision of everything you have done before. Don't be tempted to leave anything out. It is important to drill everything regularly.